Hi guys, welcome to CMA US Part 2 lecture series of Global Finex. So in this introduction video, we are going to look at what is CMA US Part 2, what are the contents of it, what are the global pass rates on an average for this particular part, then what are the sections, what are the weightages of each section, like how much exam score will be allocated to each section, what are the contents, an overview about each section, and then we'll end up with a brief overview about how you can handle this particular examination, what are the tips and tricks to crack this part of CMA US, stuff like that, right? So without any delay, let's start with this video. So first of all, CMA US Part 2, your guide to strategic financial management. So your tutor for this video, my name is Mr. Manikanta Pedamallu. So I'm a qualified CMA US, a qualified ACCA, I'm a qualified CSCA, which is also conducted by IMA. Apart from that, I'm also a holder of diploma in IFRS. I have done 3 master degrees, which is M.Com, M.B.A, and M.A. So the reason behind doing so many qualifications or certifications or degrees or whatever you call it, it's because I'm a core academician, because I love academics, I love learning new stuff and all that things. So a brief intro about my experience overall. So I have about 15 years of experience in finance sector, and particularly about 8 or 9 years of teaching experience if I talk about this CMA, ACCA courses. Overall, maybe 10 years, 11 years of teaching experience, I believe. So I have trained over 5,000 students so far across the country, maybe even more, I don't know. But yeah. Since I'm a holder of diploma in IFRS, I am specialized in accounting and IFRS related stuff, and I do conduct trainings for corporate trainings on IFRS implementations and stuff like that. But having said that, I'm a person who is engaged in so many other areas as well. So in case if somebody is interested to understand what all I do, what are all my endeavors, so you can access this link manikanta.globalfinex.in, and my profile will be there. So that being said, let's go to the content of this particular video. So what is CMA US Part 2? So the Part 2 of CMA US is titled as Strategic Financial Management. So as you can see, the core of this paper itself, right? So for this Part 2 examination, the core is in financial management and strategy. Okay. So in CMA US Part 1, it is more of a comprehensive coverage, if I have to put it in such words. So in Part 1, what happens is you have section A talking about financial accounting and financial reporting, then you have strategic management, then you have cost accounting, then you have performance evaluation, then you have audit and assurance, internal controls, all that stuff, and then at the last you have your technology related stuff. So basically Part 1 of CMA US is a very wide range of topics are covered in that. As in, you have accounting, audit, internal control, strategic management, cost accounting, financial technology related stuff, fintech, a lot of things. But if I have to talk about CMA US Part 2, it is not so, the breadth of the syllabus is not so comprehensive. So what happens is the core focus lies in financial management, strategic financial management, right? So let's see this. So the part of this examination is called as strategic financial management. As I just mentioned, it tests your ability to move beyond reporting. So CMA US Part 1 talks about financial reporting, but in Part 2 we are more focused on analytics, we are more focused on decision making, we are more focused about how businesses evaluate different proposals or different opportunities, how do they decide which one to invest in, all that stuff. So this is more into the strategy aspects of it and the financial aspects of it. In the world of high level financial decision making, like I just mentioned, it's about analyzing the data to drive the business strategy, managing the risk, and then creating long-term value for the company. See, as a student, you might not be able to appreciate what all the words, fancy words that are being used in this slide, but It's very simple. If I have to keep it very straightforward, I would say a person who understands CMA US Part 2 syllabus properly would be able to sit with the board of directors, with the managing director, with the CEO, CFO of the company, like all the key managerial players of the company. You will be able to, as a person who learned the concepts of CMA US Part 2, you will be able to sit with the board, you will be able to advise them, you'll be able to evaluate different options and then choose which is the most suitable one. You can tell the board of directors that, okay, if you want to achieve 10% profit growth in the next year, then you would have to take step 1, step 2, step 3, you would have to do this and this. So a person who is done with CMA US Part 2, understood the core concepts, would be able to do all that stuff. You would be able to plan for the finances of the company. You would be able to say that, okay, if this is the goal, this is the path that we need to go. So that would be the core of CMA US Part 2. All right. So let's go a little bit into the details of each of these core areas. So before I proceed further, this particular presentation kind of a thing, what I'm doing now is purely AI generated. Apart from me, my voice, the slides is AI generated. I am not AI generated, but the slides are AI generated. So if in case you see any kind of deviation, we'll rectify it together, right? So exam blueprint, a quick intro in case if you don't know about the examination. Each part of CMA US will be a 4-hour examination. So the first 3 hours is for 100 MCQ questions will be there. So unless you clear at least 50% of the MCQs, you won't be proceeded to the second section, which is the essay section, right? So to summarize, your exam has total 4-hour duration. First 3 hours is MCQs. Second 1 hour, the last 1 hour is for essays. So you have 100 MCQs, you need to get at least 50% right to go to the essay section. And then in the essay section, you have 1 hour, you will have to write 2 essay sections. So in each essay, there will be a scenario and there will be 4 or 5 scenario based questions that you have to answer in the context of the given scenario, right? But let me be very clear here itself. In case if you complete your MCQs in 2.5 hours, let's say, like in the first 2.5 hours, you completed MCQs. Sir, will the half an hour be wasted? No, that half an hour will be carried forward to essays, but there is a catch. There is a condition here. What is that? Suppose, let's say my MCQs are completed in the first 2.5 hours. I clicked submit. Then with God's grace and my hard work, let's say I got more than 50% correct. So I am eligible to go into the essay sections. So my exam will be moved to the essay section. I will have 1.5 hours left, which is the carried forward 30 minutes from MCQs. But I cannot go back to MCQs. I cannot go back to MCQs. Why? The reason is very simple. They are already evaluated. Their MCQs are instantly evaluated. You don't see the results immediately, but the evaluation is done. Otherwise, how can the system determine whether you got 50% correct or not? If you are in the essay section, that means you got 50% correct. That means the system has already evaluated your score. That's why it moved you to the essay section. You cannot go back to MCQs. All right. Sure. But yes, you can save some time in MCQs and utilize that in essay section if you are very confident that can be done. Next one. What is the total score of the examination? Each part of CMA US is for 500 marks and you have to score 360 marks to clear the examination. In case somebody is wondering, sir, what is this random number 360? Oh. Any guess? %72. That is the scoring percentage. Pass percentage is 72. All right. So we have the scoring breakdowns. So as I mentioned earlier, 75% of the score is MCQs, 25% of the score is essays. So about how would I break that? 75, 25, 375 would be MCQs if I'm right. My math is right. 0.75, yeah, 375. So 375 marks is for the wait, let me just move that. Okay. Give me a sec. Okay, I hope that is cleared now. All right. So yeah, 375 would be for your MCQ questions, and 125 marks will be your essay questions. Again, it's not like each question will have the same scoring and all that stuff. It's random. Now, looking at the pass percentage of CMA US Part 2 examination over the last 4-5 years, you can see the average pass percentage is trending somewhere between 45 to 50, right? Anywhere between 45 to 50%. That means 1 out of every 2 people are passing the examination. Trust me, guys, that is damn good. That is damn good. Because if you see Indian CA examination, the chartered accountancy examinations in India, the pass percentage is 4-5%. Okay. Even if I take a per part based percentages, it would be 15 to 20 maximum. A pass percentage of 15 to 20% is considered as a very lucky attempt by the CA students. Whereas here in CMA US, 50% pass rate is very common. 45 to 50 is the average. So you get the idea about it. The chances are very high. The reason is many people don't go to the exam hall itself. Many people don't book their exams because they are constantly afraid. They are worried that what if I fail the examination? The exam fees is very high, considerably high. So what if I fail the examination? They are in constant fear. So only people who are well prepared go and sit for the examination in the first place. So the pass percentages are high. So make sure you prepare properly and you are confident and you book the examination, put the efforts, go to the exam hall. The chances are 50% that you will pass the examination, right? Let's proceed further. So sir, you said all these things, that is fine. What do we get to learn in CMA US Part 2? What are the contents of Part 2 syllabus? So you can see on your screen the first section. Each of these 6 sections are your contents of CMA US syllabus of Part 2. So first is financial statement analysis, which is for 20% weightage of your syllabus. So financial statement analysis, what is there in that, I'll talk about in the next slide. So just overview about the sections of the syllabus. So first section A is financial statement analysis. After that you have corporate finance, then decision analysis. This is the most interesting section where you get to evaluate different projects, find out which is feasible, which is not feasible, which one the company should put the money in, all that stuff. Then you have smaller sections, which is risk management and investment decisions. Investment decisions is not really small, but the weightage is less. Then you have professional ethics. So this was introduced, I believe, in 2018, maybe 2018 or maybe before that, I don't exactly recollect, but it was because of the increasing fraud and manipulation that is happening in the finance sector. IMA want the qualified CMAs to be ethical. So a separate section has been added to your syllabus, talking about ethics in general, right? But then again, in recent syllabus changes that happened in 2024, ethics related changes are there. There are certain topics which are removed and certain topics which are added. I posted a separate video on YouTube as well related to the changes in the syllabus areas. You can go and watch that. Now let's talk about each section of CMA US Part 2. So the first section is financial statement analysis, which is for 20% weightage of your syllabus, right? So as the title suggests, this is not presentation of financial statements, this is not preparation of financial statements, this is analysis of financial statements. So in CMA US Part 1, you must have learned, or you will be learning, about how to prepare the financial statements. In Part 2, no, you are not preparing the financial statements, you are analyzing the given financial statements. That means a company's financial statements are already given to you and you are just expected to analyze them. So you are not calculating, you are not preparing the statements, you are calculating the ratios, or you are identifying the relationships, all that stuff, and you are analyzing it. All right. So what you will learn in this, you are going to analyze the financial reports to evaluate the performance of the company as a whole. So the key concepts covered in this section, you have financial ratios related to liquidity ratios, leverage ratios, activity related ratios, profitability, market ratios. Sir, what are all this? This is an introduction video. This is not a lecture series. So in the lecture, we'll discuss about all these ratios, right? So first you will learn about different calculation of different financial ratios. Then analysis of profitability of a company based on the income levels, revenues, cost of sales. Then customer level of profitability analysis, product level profitability analysis, branch level profitability analysis. All that stuff is there. We'll learn there. And then we have some special issues like how forex will be impacting your profit calculation, how inflation can influence your profit, all that stuff, right? Going a little deeper into the topic in that. Then we have section B, which is corporate finance. The title itself is now changed actually. That is called corporate finance. Okay. So now what is covered in this corporate finance? So how do you manage the financial activities of a corporation? That is what is covered in section B. So this is where you will talk about how to calculate the risk and return of a company. If I want this much return, let's say if I want 20% return, how much risk am I supposed to take? If I don't want 20, if I want 10% return, how much risk am I supposed to take? All that risk return related calculations, beta and all that stuff will be there. CAPM model, etc. We'll talk about in the content. Then we have a long-term financial management of the company. What is the cost of capital? How much charges do we pay to bring money into the company? Then what is the capital structure, debt and equity composition and all that stuff, valuation of assets and liabilities and all those things. Then we have how do we raise the capital, what is working capital for the day-to-day needs of the business, what are different financial markets that are available, IPOs, initial public offerings, then how do you manage short-term assets, all that things. So basically, last we have the corporate restructuring, which is mergers, acquisitions, divestitures and all that stuff. So if I have to give you a brief of this corporate restructuring, there are so many mergers and acquisitions that are happening every day in the real world, right? So we know, for example, Byju's was then later merged with Akash in India, if I'm talking about India, then Tata and Jaguar, Facebook and WhatsApp, what else can I give you as example? Microsoft and LinkedIn, right? And Facebook and Instagram. So there are all lot of acquisitions and mergers that are there in the world out there, right? So basically section B is talking about money in the companies. Where does money come from? Where is it invested? How are the decisions taken? All that stuff. This is the fancy words of M&A, mergers and acquisitions, right? Then after that, we have section C related to the decision analysis. So this is where you start taking decisions of the company. Like the first topic itself, CVP analysis. This is one of the favorite areas for many students, and so many of them are scared about this because there are so many formulae. But I love this topic. I make sure that I teach it without using formulae because I had this problem when I was giving my examinations. I forgot the formula. I know the concept, I remember what to do, but I don't remember the formula. So immediately what I did, I took a rough paper, I derived the formula in the exam hall, and I understood the derivation because I remember it, because I studied it like that. So I derived the formula and used it and solved the question. Obviously I passed the examination in the first window, so that means my methodology might be suitable for me. I'm not saying it is correct or it is the only way to do it. What I'm saying is that is the one that worked for me. So instead of by hearting a formula, I always try to learn the derivation and the meaning of the formula. But that is my approach. Some students are very comfortable in just memorizing 200 formulae. God bless you. Your memory power is absolutely crazy. I don't have that much memory power, right? But anyways, so section C, we start with CVP. This is where you understand how many units a company should produce to break even. Break even means no profit, no loss. So if I want to recover my cost, how many units I should produce? Or if I want to make a profit of $10,000, how many units I should produce? If my price is increased by $1, what will be the impact on my profit? If my cost is increased by 5%, what will be the impact on my profit? Right? All those things we will be analyzing here. Decision analysis, right? So the first one is CVP, break even, profit planning. Then we have marginal analysis. So marginal cost, relevant cost, sunk cost, all those things we'll discuss in the syllabus. Let's not worry about it now. Then we have pricing decisions. So how are the prices fixed? So let's say if the company decided to sell this particular microphone, for example, if the company is planning to sell this microphone, they have to fix a price for this, 5,000 or whatever may be the price, I don't remember, but yeah. So if I, as and when the company is planning to launch a product, they need to take a pricing decision, right? So how is that price determined? Market based pricing, cost based pricing, strategic determination of the prices, different techniques are there. We'll learn about it in the syllabus, right? Then talking about section D, which is risk management. So we know that every business has a lot of risk involved in it. So what are the different types of risks involved in the business? As you can see, types of risks in the business. How does the company manage and mitigate those risks? Remember one thing, you cannot, for the love of God, you cannot escape risk in a business. The only way for you to escape risk in business is to not do the business. Simple. See, if you are going on the road, whether it's a two-wheeler or four-wheeler or whatever it is, there is an inherent risk. There is an inherent risk. No matter how careful you are, what if the opposite driver is careless? What if the other driver is drunk? It's not in your hands. Similarly, in a business, you might be planning to do your business in the best possible low risk manner, but external factors are not in your control. Tomorrow government may come up and say that your product is banned, or we are applying 20% taxes on your product, like our very own beloved POTUS, President of the United States. He suddenly wakes up from his sleep and says that the tariffs on Indian products are increased to 25%. Right? So you never know how external factors are going to impact your business. So risk is always there. So there are different types of risks. So how do we mitigate the risk? Not eliminate risk. You cannot eliminate risk. You can only mitigate. Mitigate means reduce it to an acceptable level or plan for redundancies. Okay. So the framework which the company uses, the policies and all that stuff, that is the ERM, Enterprise Risk Management Framework. So that is also a part of your syllabus. The last two sections of your syllabus, section E is investment decisions. So how does companies take decision related to investment? Like as I was mentioning earlier, so we identify different cash flows from each project. What are the tax considerations for those cash flows? Then we use different techniques, investment analysis techniques or methods, NPV, IRR, payback, discounted payback, all that stuff. So based on these techniques, we determine which project should the company invest in and which project they should not invest. Like let's say your company got two proposals. One is to start a new product line and another proposal is to expand the existing product in different branches or in more regions. So which one would you choose? So you do some mathematical analysis and then based on that you take the decision. That is what you learn in investment analysis methods. Just an example I gave you, but there are so many other scenarios. So how do we calculate the cost of capital, weighted average cost of capital, all that stuff is there. We'll deal with that in the syllabus section in the actual lectures. So the last section of your CMA US part 2 is professional ethics. Like I mentioned, how you are going to maintain ethics, what are the ethics standards that are there in the IFAC bodies, including IMA. Then IMA has its own statement of ethical professional practice. You are expected to have 4 qualities. Each CMA, every CMA is expected to have 4 qualities: competence, confidentiality, integrity, and credibility. So what are all those? We'll talk about it in the actual classes. And apart from this, you should make sure that you don't have any conflict of interest. What is whistleblowing? How are whistleblowers dealt with in the company? What is whistleblower protection? All that stuff will be covered here. Then ethical considerations for the organization. So the first two are talking from an individual perspective. As an individual, what kind of ethical qualities you should maintain. The last is talking about ethics for the company level. So the company should make sure there is an ethical culture, there is social responsibility and stuff like that, right? All right, so that is a brief about what is your syllabus areas and all that stuff. Now let's talk about your examination. How does the exam flow? So as you can see, MCQ, so you have 100 MCQs, you have to tackle them in 3 hours. If you get at least 50% right, the 50% gateway, so once you clear at least 50% of the 100 MCQs, you will be then moved on to essay sections. So you will have 2 scenarios. Each scenario you will have half an hour, basically 1 hour divided by 2 scenarios. So you will have to tackle those in the 1 hour that is available to you. So what are the keys to succeed in your CMA US part 2? So the step 1 is to make sure you have a strategic study plan in place. So the biggest problem, I'll tell you very honestly, I have been doing this, I have been teaching CMA for the past 7-8 years, I believe, maybe hundreds of students. I don't even know the count and all. I'm not that numbers person. I don't really care. Sorry, I don't really care, might sound negative. I would rather say I'm not a numbers person. I'm not interested in looking at the numbers of how many students I have dealt with, how many batches I have dealt with and all that stuff. No, even if one student can change their life because they attended my class, my purpose is served. So I don't care about how many number of students are there. As long as there are 3 students, even if there are 3 students, not even 3, it could be even a single student for all I care, are there to learn and yeah, you get the idea about it. Let's not deviate. So first of all, how do we clear CMA US? So the major problem that I have identified over the years of teaching CMA US is the students are talented. Trust me, they are talented. They have the ability to pass the exam. They have the skill set. They have the what do you say, knowledge. I would rather say knowledge and the skills to clear the exam. All they lack is confidence. I do not understand. I tried to understand this so many times. So by the time most of the students who do CMA US are either graduating students or working professionals. So graduating students, I can understand, they are still in their college mindset and they do not really appreciate the value addition of CMA US. So they take it for granted. So they'll be like, sir, I'll not give it this semester. I'll plan it for next sem. I'll plan it for next sem, etc., etc. I also understand the financial factor. I can understand that CMA exams are usually very costly in the Indian context, at least. 30,000 approximately if you are in the professional category, and now the fees are also increasing in September 2025, so that is an added burden for the students. But having said that, I understand that students are worried that what if they give the exam and they don't clear it, so their fees is wasted. So that's okay, I understand from a student perspective. But when I talk about working professionals who are already having a job, and what are you worried about? That if you book the exam and if you fail, your money is gone, your 30,000 is gone. That's probably less than your monthly salary. If I can take that liberty, if I take the average salaries, that is less than 1 month salary. I know there are commitments, I know there are EMIs, I know there is family. I have a family here, I have one kid and the second one is on the way. Maybe probably by the time you watch this lecture, the second kid might be already there. So I understand all these things, but it's your career at the end of the day. So plan properly, just be confident, stay very confident on yourself. CMA exams are not very difficult to crack. Trust me, I'm telling this with experience. Not just passing the exam myself, but also teaching many students for many years. CMA examinations are not so difficult to crack if you learn the concepts properly, if you plan your preparation, if you have a strategy in place. CMA exams are not difficult to crack. Trust me, right? Okay, anyways, so first step to pass the exam is to have a proper study plan in place. So I hope GFX students already know this. I'll try to bring it up, but let's see. Okay, I think I found this. So this is for CMA US part 1, but you get the idea. I could not find the part 2 Excel file immediately, but you get the idea, right? So you can see here what we did for CMA US part 1 GFX students, Global Finance students, is you have the title of the part 1, then each section, the topic in each section, the subtopics of each section, and we track like, did you complete the lectures? Did you complete the going through the study material? GFX uses our own study material. We don't use any Hawk, Gleim or Wiley or any other study materials. It is completely 100% curated by me personally. So I use my own study material. I don't rely on any other ones. But yeah, up to you guys. It's your personal choice. Any material is fine. See, all of those are well, researched. Years of research is there behind that. So it's fine. You use any material, whatever suits your preference, whatever works for you, follow that, no problem. So then did you complete MCQs from different sources? Did you do the MCQ videos? Did you complete the revision? So you guys can mark what is done and what is pending, and then at the end you can see how much percentage total. There are 97 lectures. You completed only only 2 are pending. Oh sorry, total 99 are there, 97 are completed, 2 are pending, 2% is pending. So you can see like this what is the amount of work that is pending. You can see a visual graph beside that. Then we also have a breakup of the lectures for CMA US students of Global Finance. Like this is basically an index if you want to understand it like that. So we have about 100 hours of lectures for CMA US part 2. This is to get an idea about how much time it would take for you to complete the lectures. Then different topic wise, how many MCQs are there. Then the total summary about each topic wise, what is the duration of the lectures, how many MCQs are completed, what is the time required per MCQ, what is the total time required, and then you can mark a status whether it is, if you are done with that, it will automatically come in green. If you are having it pending, it would show in orange. You get the idea. It's visually streamlined. And this is the analysis that you will be having. Like today's date is 18th of August 2020. Wait. 24th of August 2025. Let's say a student is planning the exam for 15th of January 2026, Jan-Feb window. So if you are able to prepare 1.5 hours on the weekdays and maybe 4 hours on the weekends, these four fields the student has to enter. Then total time available will be automatically calculated. Total time is 291 hours available, and you need 82 hours to complete the pending topics. So the system knows this, the spreadsheet knows this, because we already know how much time is required for the lectures, 100 hours, and then MCQs, how much are completed or how many are pending is there. So based on this, it would calculate this. The situation says you are cool, no problem, don't worry. And you're on the right track. Keep putting in the efforts and maintain consistency. All the best for your exam. Suppose, let's say if I just change this, if suppose my exam is not in January, but if my exam is in October 15th, 2025, for example. Oh, it still says I'm cool. Oh, good. Glad to see that. Why is that? Because did I have most of the lectures? I had most of the lectures as done. All the lectures are completed. That's why it is showing like. Fair enough. All right. But you get the idea, right? So basically it would analyze that and it would show you whether you are in a reasonable position or not. It would be tracking that. So have a strategy in place. See, this is something that I prepared for my students. Not necessary that you have to follow the same thing. Talk to your tutor. If you are not having lectures from me, talk to your tutor, get some strategy in place. Simple, right? Have consistent practice. See, what happens is you want to do like, I want to study for CMA US 1 hour every day. First day gone, second day you were busy, third day you are like, okay, today is Wednesday, let me start from Sunday. This Saturday and Sunday, this weekend I'll sit for 5 hours straight. No, it won't work. The reason is simple. Your mind is not trained, your brain is not trained to sit like that. You have been out of practice. So start small. If you are half an hour late on day 1, doesn't matter. Do the remaining half an hour. Second day you missed, show up the third day. Ignore the ones that you missed. It's okay. You are a human. It's okay to make mistakes. Ignore them. Proceed to the next step. Simple. Consistency is the key. Maintain a tracker, maintain a journal. Highlight the ones that you missed. Highlight the ones that you actually finished. So it will give you confidence. Go through that. Understand your mistakes. Do not repeat those mistakes. Consistency is the key. Go with that. Make sure you master the concepts. So CMA exam is not about by-hearting the stuff. It's not about memorizing a bunch of topics. It is about mastering the concepts. You should understand each topic in depth. The reasoning is more important than just the answer, right? So that is a complete overview about your CMA US Part 2 examination. So in case you are not yet enrolled with any tutors, or if you are not, if you are planning to start your CMA journey, then do check out our website. Maybe my lectures might be interesting to you. Check out a couple of demo lectures. If you believe that my lectures are suitable for your preparation, if you think that I can add value, then only enroll for the course. Otherwise, no. Always, always, always get access to a bunch of demo lectures, not just one or two. At least take 4 or 5 demo lectures from the faculty, and understand also, particularly for CMA US, take the demo lectures for different sections. Don't just look at one section demo lecture and say that, yeah, this faculty is good. Okay, what if they are good with, or what if I am good with one particular section and I am very bad at other sections? So watch the demo lectures from all the sections from various faculties. Pick the one that is the most suitable for you. Pricing might be a little here and there. Some faculties might charge a bit more. Some academies and institutes might charge a little higher, or some may charge a little lower. Do not take a decision based on the fee. I'm telling you, if you are an Indian student, the coaching fee difference would be what? 10,000, 15, 20,000, maybe 30, 40,000. All right. I'm giving you a blanket option here. The coaching fee difference for both the parts is, let's say, 50,000 difference is there. I charge 50,000 for both the parts together. That's a different story. But even if the difference, if let's say some other institution is charging 1 lakh, I'm charging 50,000. So it doesn't matter if they are providing the best resources. If you are 100% confident that you can clear the exams in the first window itself by taking coaching from that other institute by paying 1 lakh. If that works for you, go ahead. Blindly go ahead, because that 50,000 difference will be what? 1 month or 2 months salary when you actually step up, or you get a better job, or you get a promotion or something. That 50,000 extra that you are paying now is hardly a month or 2 months of salary difference. So can't you put that much investment for your career? So if another institute is charging higher fees but they are providing better services, happily choose that. Not just GFX, it could be any institute for that matter. Make sure efficiency and effectiveness are given the best priority, not the economics of it, right? So choose whatever provider works the best for you, whatever material works the best for you. Some like Hawk, some students like Gleam, some students like Wiley, some students may prefer Becker for its structured presentation and those visual colors and all that stuff. Maybe Becker could be suitable for you, or maybe my material, Global Phoenix material, could be working for you. So it doesn't matter which material you are preparing. Always have the IMA, Institute of Management Accountancy's learning objective statement beside you. Make sure whatever material you are studying from covers all the topics from the LOS. Done. Happy. Simple. Make sure you put a lot of effort on the MCQ practice, because that is where the students usually lag behind. They know the concepts but they do not do enough practice. So put more efforts on the MCQ practice and you are good to go for the examinations, right? So whatever it is, if you have any queries, concerns or questions related to CMA USA Part 2 or Part 1, or anything related to your academics in finance world, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be available on WhatsApp and Telegram on our number 832-8080-730. I should have put up the number on the slide here, but that's okay. Let me put it up now. All right, I quickly edited the website, so you can see here. Ready to start your journey, then contact us. The different methods of contact. You have our phone number 832-8080-730, or you can reach out to our website, or you can contact us on the email. All right, guys. So I wish you all the best and best of luck for your CMA USA journey. And if there is something that we can contribute, do not hesitate to reach out to us. Have a safe and happy preparation for your exams. All the best. Bye-bye.